What's up guys, and welcome back to the special grand final series between Flash and Bisu. So we are in game number 4. Flash is currently leading the series 2-1. So the question that we have is, does Bisu have what it takes to force a decider in this best of 5? We are on circuit breakers, so this is where we are going to find this out. And I'm really looking forward to bringing you this game. It has been an absolute pleasure to do this. So this has been a series that I've brought to you back to back to back. So in other words, game 3 was yesterday and game 2 was the day before, and so on. And if there is a game 5, it will come out tomorrow. So we're basically just completing this series in a sequence, and it's been a lot of fun. I've deliberately chosen to pick some of the OG players' best evers. So I've done a series between Flash and Jaedong already. Now I'm doing a series between Flash and Bisu. And if these series do well, and there are requests to look for some others, then I may do something again like this sometime in the future. Otherwise, I'll continue to do the other stuff, the games of today, various pros, mixing in the odd Artosis game, the odd Toggles game, the various fun and variety that we have been doing on the channel. But I'm priding myself on being a Broodwar caster who's bringing in different variety and just always making sure that I'm enjoying what it is that I'm doing. So if that sounds good to you, please do hit that like. We're going to get a Nexus first here from Bisu. And considering that this is a game that he needs to win, this is ballsy, and I really like to see that. So yeah guys, been receiving unbelievable support and feedback on the channel in general. I don't necessarily know how these series would have done yet because I'm kind of recording them all in advance. So to give you an idea, today is the 3rd of April, it's Easter weekend, so I'm doing a huge batch of recording. Part of me is secretly hoping that Flash either plays against Jaedong or Bisu in his final ever ASL. And if that does happen, I will definitely be trying to match up the timing to get these games up onto the channel. So that we can kind of reminisce the good old days of when these guys used to play, and also just have a nice comparison, right? To see how they played back in the day, in inverted commas, the series being 2016, the grand final of the Sino-Korean Carnival, and what's happening exactly 10 years later in ASL 21. So let's go. Alrighty, so we are getting a standard factory opening from Flash once again, and looks like he's going to second scout Bisu's Nexus first, going straight into core, no zealots. So that is the most sort of aggressive style that you can go with the Nexus, and also immediately making a second gateway, transferring his work. So let's see if Flash decides to respond to this aggressively, or how he adjusts his build based on what he scouts. He's like, okay, wow, you've got Nexus first in a game for you that you absolutely have to win. It's ballsy, it's brave, and we like it. Flash's response seems to be to just expand. Oh no, he's not. He's going to get a machine shop first, so he's going to do some sort of marine tank push, and this is definitely going to test Bisu's micro for sure. First zealot is on the way to fend off any of the initial marines, if it does come to that. Bisu scouting probe as well, looking around. I remember when I started playing Broodwar, the circuit breakers was like a favorite map. It's such a OG map. It's quite nostalgic actually to be on here. There's some classic games of Bisu versus Jaedong in here. That is probably the other series that I am considering looking for. I think there's a famous Bisu versus Jaedong best of 5, and I might try and find that. Let me know based on how you enjoyed this series and the series between Flash and Jaedong that I've done, if that's the kind of thing you would like to see. By the way, we're doing a proxy starport in response to the Nexus first. This is so wicked cool, man. Like, and I laugh because I've seen Flash do this proxy starport build today in 2026 a couple of times, and I've gone, if you just invented a new thing. But no, apparently proxy starports was in the man's arsenal for for many years. The idea here would probably just to be a vulture drop. And I think he could get some good damage considering the opening that Bisu's gone for. So he does have a goon. He's getting range, second goon, robo on the way. Very sort of compact build layout here. Interested to see if he goes Reaver or what he does. He is getting Vulture speed, so definitely going to be a drop behind this. We can see the control tower coming up. And yeah, so it's going to be 3 gate robo versus... Oh, it's going to be 4 gate robo. Wow, so this is going to be a push from Bisu. And this might actually play... The fact that Flash is going drop here and not second factory is really going to play into Bisu's hands, because when is Flash going to have siege mode? I think that's going to be the upgrade that he gets lost. He's got mine, so he's definitely gotten that upgrade, or research, whatever we want to call it. But he does not have siege mode and will not have it for quite some time. And so if Bisu decides to just pump goons, for example, and use his majestic micro, Flash is going to have a very tough time holding on here. Alrighty, so our first dropship is going to do some dropshipping stuff very, very soon. Here she comes. Beautiful. Now, how much damage are these vultures going to get done is the question. We start with 37 probes at the start of the harassment, right? Oh! The mine's there. Oh no! And he's still got some leftover vultures. So he's lost 7 probes. Lost 7 probes and he lost 2 goons and 2 zealots. That was so painful. Oh man, and it's a must-win game. He's down in the series. He's playing live on stage in front of thousands of people, big crowd. Oh, and he's got to keep that brave face. That is rough. That is really, really, really rough. So Bisu doesn't have much of a choice here. He's got to counter. He's 10 workers behind. He's going to have to apply some pressure. He's just going goon. I think he might just go all in here on goons. I just don't see a world in which this game scales for him. He's kind of just going to have to go for it. Here we see he's got a reasonable collection of goons already. With the observer. Somehow this goon is going to not trip that mine. So that's the first little bit of good fortune for Bisu so far. Alrighty, so we have our observer with our army. We do have siege mode. So Flash technically has everything he needs here. This is going to have to be some seriously Gosu micro from Bisu. So drops in the zealot on top. The wall though is really, really good. He's blocking all the pathing. He's picked up another zealot there. And he's basically dropped 4 zealots on top of everything. And this is what you call an elevator, I think. Where you drop the zealots on top of the sieged up tanks. And then you try and get some damage done with the goons. And he's got 1 tank left. He's gained the... Oh my god, the micro with the shuttle. Kills the other tank. That was incredible play from Bisu. This is insane. The context of this. This is a must-win game. He's just pretty much got smashed in the previous match. His confidence must have taken a hit. And yet here he is, just going for it. It is really, really cool to see. The courage that he's playing with here is unreal. So Flash does fend this off. Bisu managed to get himself back up to a worker lead. And taking a third behind this. So that little bit of play has certainly given him a fighting chance. Flash has got 5 factories, only 1 machine shop, and getting a pretty early science vessel. It's going to do another drop by the looks of things. The shuttle has got 2 goons in it and has been fended off. Here we go. So we're getting our own APM taxed a little bit here by the players, but that's okay. That's why we get paid the big bucks, so to speak. If only, huh? If only. Does he see this? That's very nicely held. Got far, far less damage that time. So that was good from him. Just getting... Oh, there we go. So you can see where he scans. Drops are still kind of chilling there. Another scan. So he just scans the main to see what's in there. Also sees the tech. Looks like he's going to go for Arbiter again. This is the third in 4 games that he's gone with the Arbiter tech. So he's actually going to intercept the dropship here without any drop taking place at all. So Bisu is certainly wising up to the flash trick there. Very nicely done. Nicely spotted, nicely placed observers here as well. Taking a 4th behind this. There's tiny little bases here on the low ground. Picks up a couple of vultures as well. Very nice. Flash expanding to a 1/3 of his own. And Bisu's got about a 40 supply lead. Does he have a timing here? Sending some vultures across, probably just to lay some mines. Perhaps get a rest here as well. Picks up a couple of probes and then disappears. Bisu clearing mines. So 174 plays 135. What sort of upgrades do we have? So +2 attack on our tanks. Scans up here to confirm there was nothing. So maxed out Bisu against 150 flash. And it looks like Bisu wants to move out here. Just scans the army. Here we go. It looks like Bisu wants to go for this. Throws down an initial stasis on the front line and the vessel. We do have a shuttle as well. Drops a couple of zealots. And so these zealots are pretty much on top of this tank line. This is a really, really good engagement for Bisu. A lot of zealots getting on top of the tanks, and Flash's tank line has basically been obliterated here. The Arbiter's providing now predominantly just cloaking support, but the fact that this initial couple of tanks were frozen certainly did help. And wow, this attack I think is actually going to get the job done. Beautifully executed attack there. It wasn't like he had a massive supply lead, but it was more than good enough to get the job done, and he's done it, guys. Bisu has forced the decider, so the series is 2-all, and we will be bringing you Game 5 tomorrow. Unbelievable. Wow. I can't wait. What an incredible series. That is just unreal. That just didn't seem like Flash seemed to have enough, but that was just so masterfully executed. It was beautiful. Yeah, man, let's go. We're going to do... I'll bring you the Decider tomorrow. I actually cannot wait. I've literally never seen this before. So for you and for me, it'll be like watching it for the very first time. So make sure you subscribe so that you get notified for tomorrow's game. And if you've watched this one and not the other three first, watch the other three so you can just get the whole context of the series before watching the Decider that comes out tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support. And I will see you soon. Take it easy. Bye.